we have to be here with radio stations like this to challenge those conceptions. Most citizens feel pretty hopeless, I think, and unable to fight back against these kind of huge mainstream corporations that simply entrench and support the ideals and ideologies of the state. It can seem very hopeless indeed, but I think, you know, the fact that you're out there listening, we're in here talking, shows that there is still a space to combat these false truths and disinformation that's being sold to us, and that it's never possible really to completely shut down, despite all the technologies that they have at their disposal and all the financial and corporate power and all the physical power. It's never quite possible to shut down people's desire to get to the truth and fight for their own ideologies and values, and you know, we're out here starting that task, so don't give up hope.
You've been listening to Buccaneer with Neil Tesh. We'll be back soon with more of what you'll never hear in the video. Keep listening, keep sharing, and keep resisting.
$1.5 billion passengers a year.
Across 450 kilometres of network.
25,000 cameras work with 3,500 new security barriers.
To protecting our 200 kilometres of tunnels.
But we're more than just stats.
We're reliable.
We're dependable.
We're safe.
London Underground. Getting people where they need to go since 1863.
Self-walking beats self-driving. No, I'll go.
Hey mate, are you ready to wake up from this dystopian nightmare or what?
Does that mean you're with DeadSec?
This is absolutely disgusting, even by my standards. To take the piss out. What was that?
This is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your pirate podcast source for what they don't want. I'm Tanya, and this time we're giving a special shout out from us to the boys and girls, the Signal and Intelligence Response Service, better known as SIRS. Why not? They're going to be
Oh my! It's a gun! Stop!
Urgent call. Possible hostile at your location.
Received. Moving in hostiles' direction.
Attention! This area.
Incoming fire!
Part of the nation. And the only meaning you will find in life is to become part of the nation. What is a nation? A nation is movement, right? A nation is basically just encapsulated by the leader that takes over, that claims that he, has this sort of access to the soul of the country, to the soul of the people. He never does.
Any sign of the target?
But that's what they
Anyone?
go for. On that basis, they take the right to control every aspect.
Target just crashed their vehicle.
Over. To where you eat, to where you go to hang out with your friends. And what we're seeing now is a contemporary iteration process where you get corporations and the state operating and basically molded into them. But that isn't that rare. I mean, it's exactly the same thing in Nazi Germany. Look at the concentration camps that operated in Nazi Germany. There were private companies in those camps making use of that slave labor. Fascism often works with corporations, and it's doing the same. That's the way in which they what you do. That's the way in which they track who you
Possible
talk to.
suspect
They
or
operate as each
suspects
other's
reported near your location.
Understood, Control. Awaiting further instruction. Over.
Charles is an expert in the dark arts of surveillance who worked to set up democratic media in post-communist states. How did it go so wrong in Britain?
You know, things when you look at Britain's crisis, there's a lot of concentration on data and how that's been used and manipulated. And what we haven't looked at is the power structures and the profit that there's a company that's really very interested in selling passports and making it easy to provide visas for investment and so on. And historically, throughout the world, they've been working with this big
Auto-drive now
manipulation company in order to overthrow governments, and then suddenly all the chickens came home to roost. Nobody could find any receipts for what was paid for. Nobody could figure out how things were done, but everybody had a feeling that something really stunk. Couldn't figure it out, and yet it was standing there in their face the whole time. There's a couple of different ways that we got where it is that we are. I mean, one, you have a lot of smaller organizations, smaller power groups, companies as well, who are bending things just a little. Oh, we'll compromise a little bit, we'll bend the rules a little bit, and try to achieve what it is that we hope to achieve that's good for us.